Hello! I love them so much. I really like the feel of. Hi everyone, my name is Bianca. This is Philip. I'm just your artist friend who is figuring things out, and welcome to my room. This video is gonna be different but chill and chatty. We're just gonna be hanging out. I'm giving a tour of this tiny but mighty place where a lot of my creative process and ideas happen. For context, I'm an illustrator, primarily more digital. I am a business owner of 5 years. I also do in-person events like conventions and markets, and lastly, content creation. So if you're ever curious of like what I use to draw, what I used to film and edit my videos, stick around. Raise your hand if you love a good room tour, because I love a good room tour. I watched so much of them growing up, and just reminds me of like old YouTube. And in general, I'm a very curious person. I love learning about people's interests, and you can really get to know someone just based off like how they decorate their space. I feel like I have a stronger sense of identity now being in my mid-20s, so everything in this space that I've collected and curated throughout the years really feels like me. And each item also has a story that I'm so excited to share with you all. Let's get on with the video and start over here. This is the entrance, the door to my place. You probably noticed a very unique element, the wooden paneling specifically. This house was built in the 1970s, 80s, and I don't really see a lot of wooden paneling in modern homes today, so this is probably like a very unique and charming feature that I find a lot of comfort in. And I've been living in this house for the past 20 years. It has not changed a bit. So in true artist fashion, of course, we're gonna have to draw. This is basically a photograph of me. It's pretty good. And then another thing, if you zoom in, is a picture of me, little Bionyo, back in kindergarten. Like when they're taking attendance, you flip over your name card just to let people know that you're there. And look how tiny! Fun fact, my full name is Bianca Joy. I am Filipino, and they have a tendency to name their kids in two-parters. I really don't know the reasoning behind it. Alright, the perfect person just came by. Mom, why did you name me Bianca Joy?
Kasi nung pinanganak kita, nung lumabas ka, tuwan-tuwa kami, tsaka ikaw gumingiti ka, nakangiti ka. Sabi ko, gonna put joy in the middle of your name, Bianca Joy. You're always smiling.
Wow, thank you.
Kaya ganun, kaya I name you Bianca Joy.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you, Miss Philippine. So when we enter, you see everything all at once. To my right is my desk. To my left is my very decorated shelf. Then over here is the really cool built-in storage unit. And then, of course, lastly, my bed. Let's get started over here. This is my space. This is my area. This is where you will find me. Because as a digital artist, we will be here at our desk. And this is where I do all my drawing, my editing, my admin work, watching all of my stuff, all here. And everything on this desk is like at least 6 years worth of collecting and earning through my art, which is also really amazing to even say that in the first place. The two important components of this area is the desk and the chair itself. I've been here since the beginning. I started off with a yoga ball, and then I upgraded to a folding chair. Then my dad gave me his old leather office chair, which started to show its age because the bolts started popping off. And even after I screwed it on, it kept falling out, and then I kept slipping out of the chair. And on top of that, I wasn't getting the back support that I needed. They're working like really long hours working on a video or like working on a piece. I've been on a hunt for an upgrade for a while. The Flexispot reached out again for me to try the ergonomic C7 Max Chair. On a personal note, this is one of my favorite brands. They sent me these chairs to try out, but I have been a customer since 2021. Here are the receipts. One of my first big purchases and investments for my small business back in 2021. I also have another standing desk from them in my office. My honest opinion, this chair is everything that I needed. It was easy to assemble. Black is such a sleek color and can match with any theme that you want to go with. You can adjust everything according to your needs, like the height and the angle of the backrest, the headrest. Most importantly, it's been a running joke that artists are like shrimps because we're always hunched over. So the lumbar back support, as you can see here, has been the biggest upgrade. I have a tendency to fidget, so the adjustable armrests have been pretty fun to play with. I'm able to sit crisscross, feet up, and sometimes draw like this. But the best part, hold on. Boom. Investing in your back health and comfort is important. I've been kind of neglecting that for like the past many years, and I am really feeling the growing pains. I'm genuinely a really big fan of their product, and even though that this is a collaboration, I feel like this is a really great addition to my workflow. If you have like other needs, they have a variety of chairs that will support those. So thank you, Flexispot. Welcome to the portion you're probably all curious about. The equipment that I use, the whole computer system that basically backs up my entire creative process, because I am primarily a digital artist and content creator. Also, really big disclaimer, since due to the nature of my work, there's a lot of gadgets involved, but you do not have to have the most shiny, expensive, up-to-date equipment immediately. One of my professors in college really cemented it in for all of us. You getting an expensive camera will not immediately make you a better photographer. And I feel like that applies to all sorts of creative field. You can save up your money and work your way towards it and make do with what you have at the moment. I started off and borrowed my dad's laptop to use Photoshop, rented cameras from school, and then had a very inexpensive drawing tablet where it's like a little pad. Once you really understand the basics of and principles of art and design, and once you really develop your eye on that, your equipment should also grow with you as an artist as well. In general, I am in the Apple ecosystem. I just like keeping it that way. This thing right here is an Apple Studio Display 27-inch. I have the nano texture screen, so it's like anti-glare. This is powered by my MacBook Pro 2021 with 1 terabyte. This is my baby. This is a monster of a laptop. It has able to run Photoshop, Lightroom, CapCut, all of my big files. At one point when I was trying to do Blender, it was able to do all of that. My overall 1-year experience with the Studio Display, it is an 8 out of 10. If color accuracy and calibration is very important in your work, and also too having a big screen when you're doing I had a Lenovo before that, and I had like a nightmare. Colors were always out of whack for some reason, but since this is all in the same family, it's connected via USB-C. I see on the tiny screen is what I'm gonna see on the big screen, and I like it. Just minus -2 because of how outlandishly expensive it is. This was my 25th birthday present to myself, and yeah, this thing is staying. My main drawing device, an iPad Pro, key-free, and Coco from Witch Hat Atelier. If you know, you know. This is a really good story. My main drawing program is Procreate. I'm an iPad user for the past 6 years. And since my workload has been getting a little heavier, especially with the files that I'm trying to do for my merchandise, I got the Huion Canvas Pro 16-inch, and I think it's just the perfect size. The screen is like a little bit more dull compared to the Studio Display, but I'll just switch the screen. Yeah, it's very fast. I don't have like a really solid review on it yet because I just got it just recently. So far, so good. I think the iPad feels more intuitive for me when I'm drawing my pieces, but then I export it to Photoshop so I can clean it up. I usually have like a video on, and this is just me. I'm going through my iPad, airdropping my files here to edit even more, and yeah, that's my process. Since we're all talking about all of the equipment I use, so I consider this my tech corner, where I just put all of my cameras and stuff in here to keep you a little bit more organized. As someone who is really into taking pictures and filming, I do have a quite amount of gear. So let's do like a quick rundown of what I use. Of course, my iPhone 16. I use this for everything, and I spam the hell out of my Instagram story. Thank you so much for those who view it. I just really like the accessibility of things. I used to vlog my first set of YouTube videos on my phone as well. I have the Moth phone case. I've been influenced by all my friends. Second is the Action 5. I do primarily film on the Osmo Pocket 3. You can see all of my previous vlogs, so you can see the Osmo quality is amazing. It's really tiny. You can just throw it in to your bag and don't really have to worry about the bulkiness. But the caveat of this camera is like how sensitive and fragile it is. I have crushed this camera. I have crushed it a few times, and thankfully the warranty is like really good. So to counteract that, I have the Action 5, which is also from DJI, and it's a more wider angled lens, as you can see, but it is like a GoPro, so it is more for, you know, action niche shots. So I feel like the craziest thing I'm gonna do with this camera is literally go to a convention and take it around when I travel. I really like filming multiple angles as well, so I have this running and then this. Pretty great. I think they work really good together. And then my oldest camera in this set is the Sony Alpha 6100. This was my first really big purchase after surviving my first year of being a business owner. And I just really wanted to make an upgrade of like taking pictures of my products and even like start vlogging. And these days I just use it for photography. Yeah, there's like a little viewfinder that's really tiny for what it is, and it's really held up with the test of time. This is my Digicam. I got this on eBay for a really good price of like, I think like $50. That's all of my camera gear. So let's get to the actual room tour where I just talk about all of my decor. How do you describe this desk? I think it's very organic looking. Forest green, pops of red, since red is a contrasting color for green, so I think it just keeps it more interesting to look at. When also a lot of like fake plants, because I can't take care of real plants. I feel like it'll be a disservice to Mother Nature for me to get a real plant. A lot of the artwork in this room are from conventions and markets that I have vended at. A lot of it's like my friends' work and a lot of artists that I admire and met. And there's like really cool ones that I really enjoy. Illustration in general, as an illustrator myself, is always it's a really fun, interesting section of art. It's just really, you never know what you're gonna get with it. And a lot of my friends are like super talented. So this is a map, not just any map though. This is actually a scratch off map because I really wanted to record and document where my art has been going. And I think I have scratched over about like 50 countries so far. Like, wow. And I just look at this as inspiration. Next to the map is this painting that I made when I was 17. I started as a traditional artist. I used to specialize in portrait painting and people. I thrifted this frame and it fit perfectly on. And then over here is my Snoopy clock. I went to the Snoopy museum for my birthday last year, and this was like one of my purchases that I made. This is a little lamb that I got in Mendocino, which is in northern California. Beautiful, beautiful town, by the way. Little blind boxes are called Molintas. Probably one of my favorite series. Of course, I collect Schmitzkys. Another one, and then another one. Snoopy calendar. What day is it? Oh, it's the 18th now. Time flies. A very special corner. One of my first pieces that I drew on my iPad back in 2019, and also one of my most iconic illustrations. Fun fact as well, this piece actually won for a magazine cover for my community college. I think I was around 3 years old. I just immigrated from the Philippines to America, and if you look a little closer, that is the Golden Gate Bridge. And I also mentioned earlier that I enjoy having red elements throughout the desk just to make it more visually interesting, and I just thought this picture was perfect because I am wearing a bright red jacket to my little side ponytail fashion. And I read that when you put a baby picture of yourself, it's quite healing. you're like connecting with your inner child and just seeing yourself in another perspective, a third perspective really, because we are so harsh and mean to ourselves. And when I'm having like a bad day and these negative thoughts just consume me, I just take a step back and be like, would I ever say that to this kid? And obviously not. It makes me emotional looking at this because we've grown so much. I'm very proud of her. Here's like a little drawing, a little painting I did of my dad's hometown back in the Philippines. Oh, I forgot to show you my laptop, all the awesome stickers that I have. Surprises has not exploded. Look how many things are plugged into it. What else do we have over here? Another pair of glasses. I have -7 vision. It's pretty bad. I've been wearing glasses since I was 7 years old, and it's never improved ever since. But I only just recently found out you can buy glasses online. I think this is from Warby Parker. More analog. My journal, my sketchbook, and then my brain dump journal. Yeah, these are like my SD card readers. Sans this one, I highly recommend when you're doing video editing. This is all a bunch of pens and a lot of miscellaneous stuff where I just need to grab things quickly. But also too, I have a needle. My best friend gave this to me. It's really funny because she's a child life specialist, and she says that she gives these to kids who are stressed out. She gifted us these, and I was like, thank you. I really needed this. And it's really good for your hands as well, especially when you're drawing. It's very dirty. Do not judge my needle, please. There's nothing of significance in this drawer. It's really messy. I should have cleaned it, but I feel like you guys have been seeing this part. What is this? Like, the reason why I appear on your feeds and the reason why I'm here as an artist to this day is because of this series. For those who don't know, I am a really big... I did briefly mention that I do go to anime conventions, and the reason why I started doing anime conventions is because of this series, Haikyuu. Maybe you've heard of it. It's that volleyball anime that everyone talks about. It's a quick story time. Back in like 2020, during the pandemic, we were all bored, and I started watching Haikyuu like everyone did, and like many people, I cannot like things a normal amount. I like it an excessive amount. I started drawing everyone in as if they're graduating, like in American senior portraits, and I made photo cards of that. Posting that online, everyone's like, do you have prints of those? And I was like, yeah, we can do that. And that's the nutshell of how I became a full-time artist. Accidentally. This one, if you guys know what Genshin Impact is, oh my god. And this is probably like one of my favorite drawings I've ever made. I don't know if I can draw in this style anymore. Every time I look at this, I get kind of sad because like I feel like my drawings are quite simple these days, and really enjoyed this piece of Zhongli so much. He was my favorite character. How did I even make this? There's a lot. Do you guys feel the same way when you guys make like certain pieces and you look back at it and you're like, how did I even make that? This is one of those. It's one of those things. Over here, this is all of my lanyards for Artist Alley for conventions. I think this is just for this year. It's quite a lot. I have more. All right, let's talk about this shelf. I feel like as artists, we're often asked, where do we find our inspiration from? I feel like this shelf will answer that question quite thoroughly. This is an IKEA Ivar shelf. There's like a lot of plushies over here. I am a sucker for artists' original characters. Speak of the devil, this is my original character named Philip. I've never had a dog, so I made one. And ironically, we do look like mother and son because of our silver glasses, but this was a coincidence. I changed my glasses just recently and we just happen to look like each other. So every market and convention, I usually adopt a few under my wing just to, you know, show my support for my local artist community. This one is from Karipongo. I actually painted this frame yellow just to match with the playfulness of the print. I didn't paint this one. This came from IKEA. But this is Wayne Thiebaud's Masterworks print. he was one of the main artists being exhibited at the SF Legion of Honor. Moving down a shelf, naturally as an illustrator, I do gravitate towards these silly little fun drawings, but at the same time, I do find a lot of inspiration from graphic design, film, and photography. If you want to get like more physical copies to display or like just to browse around, I recommend checking out a Victionary. It's a brand or an organization from Hong Kong, and they have like a really amazing library and curation of design, branding, illustration, and here are a few of my favorite books from them. Since we are talking about graphic design, I feel like the industry that blows it out of the water and also a masterclass at it is the K-pop industry. I've been a K-pop stan since since I was 12 years old. I was in there, guys. My old group is EXO. I've been there since they debuted. My biases are entirety of vocal line. Sometimes I feel like when I do listen to my favorite songs from them, I feel like that one SpongeBob meme where you just like start elevating because the discography is that good. Other groups I really enjoy are 17, Twice, XG, Le Sserafim. I think with me, when it gets to like physical media, especially like with albums, I do my best not to buy too many. But there's this one group whose branding is just like, you just look at a piece and sometimes you're just like, wow, this really reminds me of, and that is aespa. I could not resist buying these albums because, especially during Drama and Armageddon and even Whiplash, top tier. Chef's Kiss, one Le Sserafim. I have two Le Sserafim albums, but there are a few like manga books and other things on the shelf I want to talk about. The good stuff. I feel like this series, Witch Hat Atelier. Come here, come closer. This is important. If you follow me on my Instagram, like I think like every other day, I'm like, read Witch Hat Atelier, no context, just read it. And I'm going to do the same thing over here in this video. You need to read this. I went into the series knowing nothing and came out a different woman. And this is my water bottle. I really like the colorway on this one. All my journals that I do stream of consciousness writing. This is at least like 4 years worth. I think one journal a year. I have one sketchbook that I took from one of my design classes. I have never finished a sketchbook before, and this is the closest that I've gotten. I think I will finish this so I can say that I finally finished one. I feel like a fake artist sometimes because I never really sketch or have a sketchbook. So it's one of my goals to actually finish one of these. More series that I'm quite passionate about. I only buy hard copies of series that I stand by. I need to buy. There's a bunch of series I need to buy. But one of my books that I want to get are Veil. I've been hunting for that one. These are my recent purchases. I think Fragrant Flower. If you really want a good, refreshing, straightforward, fluffy romance. And you know these guys. You know Fujimoto, the creator of Chainsaw Man. I watched Look Back in the theater. I think I couldn't breathe. I think I was gasping for air watching Look Back in theaters because it's so personal and it hits too close to home. Even though I really enjoy slice of life romance and, you know, a cozy found family trope, I really enjoy like a good dystopian of Lord of the Flies, The Giver, Fahrenheit 451, like The Hunger Games. It's quite fascinating. This recent one that's been quite popular is Severance. The ending of season 2 is so insane. It kind of like just chills me whenever I do think about it. So I highly recommend watching Severance. Wow, everything about it, the color grading, the pacing, and then the writing. So regarding books, I'm just another girl who's really into romance. Okay, I've just always been like a hopeless romantic growing up. So one of my favorite books is The 7-Year Slip. This one had me like another thing that I've been trying to collect more when I am in Artist Alley. Here's like a few. Here's a few that I've acquired. Really good. There's like a few self-help books on this shelf, but I always think they're so funny because you can really tell what someone's going through. Like, so what do you mean don't sweat the small stuff and keep going? What do you mean? Are you alright? Obviously not. Not gonna lie though, these books actually have helped, especially as someone who has anxiety and trying to just guide herself in this creative field that has no guidance or structure whatsoever. Another book that helped is, of course, The Artist's Way. Have you seen this? Another recommendation someone gave me is The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. I read the first chapter of this book. I wanted to cry. The Four Agreements. I don't agree with everything on here, but as an impressionable 17-year-old who did read this in high school, I think a lot of the principles I stand with to this day. It's a pretty short read, very tiny. This is a really cool bandana that I got from Renegade Cafe. Behind this is just a bunch of like medicine and vitamins and paperwork. Nothing important of the source. Over here is where I put my bags. This is my current bag that I've been using. This is a Patagonia. It's a sling bag. You don't want to use my sling and you want to use a backpack. This one's quite unique because the zipper is in the back. For the days I want to use a tote bag. One of my most popular designs ever is this one. And then recently, this is one of my new designs that I've made. And this bag fits so much. So during events, my favorite thing in the world is when people come up with the bag in hand. They're like, this is one of my favorite bags. I use it every single day. And then it's like a really great conversation starter because it's like an indicator of like, this is my interest. Yeah, it's really fun and really nice and really fulfilling when people tell me that. And then over here, simple, a yoga mat because I do stretch in the morning. It's important to do that. I feel like a rock sometimes. I don't really go anywhere. I kind of stay in the same spot, in the same position. That's pretty much it. So yeah. Get a little specific. If graphite is your medium, so buttery, can't ever go back. A little expensive, but it's so worth it. Another expensive thing, but that was worth it. What are these Pantone booklets? So whenever you and your manufacturer are working together, so you don't have any miscommunication, like what colors to use. But yeah, it's like the whole gist of my shelf. It's just a fun time looking at this. You just keep looking closer and you'll find something new every time. If you guys have any recommendations of like books, movies, even music, just let me know down below. I am such an open book. I just like learning and discovering new things. So yeah, thank you so much for listening to this segment. I didn't want to keep you for too long. So let's keep going with the room tour. Unfortunately, it's getting a little bit dark, but I still want to get to this portion of my room. There are two built-in wooden cabinets on the side, and that's where I put all of my trinkets and blind box toys to display. There's only so much space. If I open it carefully, here is a Linda and Bob from Bob's Burgers. I love them so much. Collection of items. There's a lot of really cute little stuff from gachapongs, blind boxes, plushies, a lot of stuff. And this is just more storage. I have more things in this cabinet as well, but it's the same thing. All of my little trinkets, all of the things I have been collecting. A globe that has been in this house forever. I swear I've had this ever since kindergarten. Memorabilia, dried up flowers, and I did have a keyboard phase as well, but this is the only keyboard I bought. And then more Victionary. This is Helen Peanuts Mob Psycho print and more Bokuwaka. This is like the first Philip sample ever that I approved of, and more Pikmin stuff. This is the family printer. This is one of the printers that I had since the beginning of starting my business, and I think I've only had to refill the tank at least 3 to 4 times the past, like I think once a year, and I print a lot on this printer. 10 out of 10, recommend. Of course, we all know who these guys are. Mob and Akashi. Again, these guys are like 5 years old, and I love them so much. And then this bin is just more of like where my hats, my fanny packs, and everything. More of like a personal bin. So this is my iconic green mat. I have a black one as well. A mirror, so when I get ready, the lighting here is amazing. This is my wheel of creativity. I thought this would be a fun reel series, but I don't know, maybe I'm like chickening it out and thinking that it's cringe, but no, it's not cringe. I'm gonna just keep going and see so I can just showcase my work, because I do have like a lot of interests. I do not want to open these because they are very dusty and I have allergies, but this is built-in storage that came with the house, and this has a bunch of my inventory, like a lot of miscellaneous stuff. They're really hard to open. They're all broken. I used to have like a bunch of art supplies, but I had to declutter but recently I got a new set of gouache paints, and I really want to paint again, and I didn't want to overwhelm myself with a bunch of material, so this is like my starter pack. This is one of my paintings that I worked on. Did alcohol markers. Hopefully there's time in my life where I draw or paint traditionally again, because it really makes me happy. All right, quickly, my little stationery portion, all of my washi tapes, memo pads, all of my sticker sheets that I have collected. I have so many of them. This is only a small portion of it. I actually have a bigger bag of all of the merch that I bought. I just love supporting artists. That's all. They're so talented. Oh, before the sun sets, I want to share the drawings I made. A traditional portrait drawing class that I took in the beginning of this year. I feel like my instructor there's just some people who are born to be teachers, and he was one of them. He was very patient and worked with all of us regarding where we were at in that class. And it was like really cool because a lot of the people in that class were of older age. Of them were retired, who always wanted to work on their art. So it was really nice just chatting with them and letting me know that like, you're so young. Your life is ahead of you and you really don't have to worry about, what are you worrying about? Like, and there's always time to learn new things that you want to do. Time is not running out. And this was a very humbling first sitting, because I was panicking because like double tap. It's like, no, you can't even do that. You have to just erase it and start over again. Really big calendar is from MoMA. I'm born in September, so I just really wanted, and also it's blue, and I think it's just I think it's just perfect. A solid block of color next to this crazy collection of trinkets of this fire escape that I got from Amazon. Look at all this, like look at all of this stuff that I have accumulated, and I'm so proud of it. Look at that. Everyone is housed and it's a bustling little cityscape. I had to like cut down on my plushies because I couldn't even lay down on my bed, so I use all of these for like head, leg, and back support. You guys noticed, but I left this wall blank because my thinking of it, I need to leave at least one wall blank so I don't get overstimulated, because this one is a lot happening over here. There's a lot happening over here too, and now this is just a window, so at least one plain wall of serenity and minimalism. You made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching this video. May it have been informative, entertaining, or even comforting playing in the back while you do stuff. I appreciate your time, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye! Alright, for those who have time and are interested in some chismes and a little Yap session, sit down. I just wanted to do a little update and checking in with you guys with like what's been going on. So, ANYC. Awesome. It was really great. I had a really fun time over there. Before, I had a really hard time with this video because naturally I'm not good at speaking. Not at all. And in my vlogs, you probably see like there's so many cuts because it's really hard for me to express myself with words. That's why I'm a visual artist. Like, it's prior to going to New York, I was getting so frustrated. Things were just not aligning to what I want it to be. It's not what I'm envisioning because I'm such a detail-oriented perfectionist, and it's like, I think it really affects my creative process as well, because you probably have noticed that I haven't been making like a lot of videos, and it's because I've been adding this unnecessary pressure on myself to keep outdoing myself, or like making videos of the same caliber, or you know what I mean? It's just like, why do we do that? It's so unnecessary to not disappoint you guys, but I know that you all really enjoy my videos, and a lot of you mentioned that it is worth the wait. So thank you so much for that reassurance. I really need it. While I was working at the convention and being in New York, just also being surrounded by my friends and you guys just giving me all of this, like, just being so kind and welcoming, also just really reminded me I was just having the time of my life over there, because I finally got out of my head and just, like, you know, live, laugh, love. If not live, laugh, like truly living, laughing, loving life. And just reminded me of like why I do this in the first place. Just having fun and not taking things too seriously. And then circling back to this video and just looking at things in a different perspective with the footage that I filmed beforehand. And yeah, it's just, I'm turning 26 on September 2nd. And by the time this is uploaded, happy birthday, party. And while I was doing this vlog, I was just really reflecting that I really thought an adult means I would like lose my interests and hobbies. Explain this then. What is this then? I'm still a kid with money to spend now because I have a job. So I think it's just really cool. Like, I had a lot of fun filming this video. It's just also too, I'm serving this as a time capsule for myself because I'm getting a little older, and also too, I still live with my parents. It's like probably like you're probably wondering, Bianca, why do you still live with your parents? Is the artist thing not working out? Listen, live in the Bay Area. It's so expensive here. And then on top of that, I'm Filipino, and a lot of us move out a little later in life. I have like a really good relationship with my family, which I'm very fortunate to have. They're just really cool and really fun to be around. And I pay for all of my expenses. All my parents have to do for me is just to provide a roof over my head while I'm figuring things out. I'm very lucky that they gave me this space, because I also started my business in this house as well. And I'm just like saving up money before I move out. And for those who are also in a similar situation, I am rooting for you. Just keep on working, keep doing you, and things will line up. I think the frontal lobe has just been developing, and things are not as complicated as they seem to be. Another thing, a super important thing I got in the mail is my fictitious business name renewal, which only happens like every 5 years. So we made it, guys. We made it. It's $170 to renew it, but woohoo. And to many more. I'm so excited for that. If I was able to do this much in 5 years, I can't imagine what 15, 10, 20 will look like. And I'm gonna just keep on creating stuff because I really truly believe this is what I'm meant to do. Oh, Pistachio is also turning 1. That is my turtle, my box turtle. Her birthday is September 6th. Everyone say happy birthday, Pistachio. She's over there. I really don't want to bother her, but do not, and no pun intended, she's been really coming out of her shell. She's a little diva. She's a little fast. Whoever said that turtles are slow, they're liars. She's like going around. She's doing zoomies in her 40-liter condo terrarium. What else? I feel ready to draw again. It's been a while since I picked up my iPad, because drawing has been kind of scary for me as of recently. I just been using photography as a crutch at the moment for me to just really start appreciating the little things in life again. And it's been really fun. For those who are like just stuck or like kind of scared to, or just like art block and all that stuff, just pick up another medium, and it helps so much because you don't feel as pressured to be that good at it. There's this one really good Tyler the Creator quote. He says, "Create like a child, edit like a scientist. Just make it exist first, worry about the details later." Also, two news on the shop. I'll have an update in October, all for the sticker sheets, the keychains, and all of the stuff I added during my conventions. And then Mr. Philip here will also be available soon. In that said update, he's honestly a star. A lot of people ask me, when is he coming? And it's soon. So I'm excited for that. And yeah. Oh my god. Regarding in-person events, I was invited to the BART Salesforce pop-up in September. So excited for that. That's like my first time I got invited for an event. It's really cool. Next one is like Elomart in San Jose. And then the last one will be SJ Made Holiday Fair in November. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been a really great run with my anime conventions. I did document AMYC. Look out for that vlog in the later future. So I hope you all have been doing well. I just truly appreciate you guys. And thank you also for 8K. It's amazing. Guys, let me know what you did during the summer and what you're looking forward to for the rest of the year. So I hope you all have a good morning, afternoon, and night. I hope to see you soon. Bye. Bye.